Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your double press conference reaction stream. In tonight's stream, we are reacting to both Michael Carrick's and Mark Skinner's press conference reaction. And we're going to listen to Unai Emery as well. And we're going to listen to Sonia Bombastor as well. So Unai Emery will be up after Michael Carrick, and Sonia Bombastor will be up after Mark Skinner. Yep, that's the way we roll on this channel. Big up to every single one of you who's like and locked in already this evening. Much appreciated. I see Downouts 14 is in the building. Big up to you, mate. I saw you over on Dan's stream earlier. I know it's incredible Downouts sorting, to get Reece James and Lauren James to sign new contracts on exactly the same day is absolutely amazing, isn't it? I mean, and it's nice that there's something positive once from your football club. I mean, let's get it right. Recently there's been nothing but negativity, coming from Chelsea, from the ownership to the sorting directors. It's been all doom and gloom at Chelsea, but I think to announce the new contracts that there is a bit of positive news is because I think fans are getting fed up. So, the ownership wants to put out a positive spin to the fans to try and make sure the fans are back on this ownership side. But I know the real ones, like Michael.Chelsea FC and Downright Sorting, will not fall for it, people. And why should they fall for it? Because think how much damage these ownership is doing to Chelsea. It's nowhere near sustainable. In fact, it's not even anywhere near close, people. Let's get it right. They should sell up, same as like the Glazers and the Ineos, they should sell up. It's as simple as that. That my mood's my week. I've had enough of the ownership. 100%. Big up Josh, mate. Bash. Big up to you, Adam Partridge. You okay? Yeah, I'm very good. Thank you, Adam Partridge. Good to see you in the building. But yeah, before I get started with the press conference reactions, there's something I do want to talk about and bring up. Now, as you know, on Sunday nights, I would appear on the weekend roundup show, big ups to Vigilante, African Cane Academy, Roster Stocks, Liverpool Profits as well. Them Sunday nights, going on that weekend's roundup shows were absolutely amazing. But obviously now, Vigilante, Profit, Roster, and African King Academy have now decided that they want the shows to be a set panel. So, that means the weekend's roundup, full-time vibes on King's channel, and also the Stands pod on Roster Stock's channel. They literally now have chosen a set panel, which I absolutely respect that decision. And, big up to every single one of them, yeah? They're all legends, they're all landing it right now on their channels. And they are literally my brothers, right? Yeah? And they will be welcome on this channel anytime. It's like if I did a call-in show, hopefully the Fellowship and the Realist will join in. But even though I will no longer be on the weekend's roundup myself, and like I said, I completely respect their decisions. So yeah, let's get it right here, people. Make sure you are subscribing to Roster Stocks, African King Academy, Vigilante, and Liverpool Profit, people. I mean, they're great guys. Like I said, they are literally my brothers. And if I did panel shows, they'll be more than welcome on here. They really will. And I feel it's nice of them. They now have a set panel. I did enjoy it on Sunday nights, but now they decided to go their own direction. So, and I fully respect that. And I'll probably jump on other streams, say like Vigilati's doing, say, Six Nations watch-alongs or something. I might jump on that, but but people, it's like they are literally my brothers, and they're literally smashing it right now. They really are, honestly. Just I love their shows. I really do. I was listening to the Stan's pod last night, and it's just absolutely that show is goated. I mean, when Ross Stocks hosts it, it's just absolutely amazing, people. That show makes me laugh. But like I said, people, they are literally my brothers, and the support they give me is absolutely unbelievable. So big up to them, yeah. And like I said, I had my fun appearing on the weekend roundup, but now they have their own set panel, which is perfect. So I couldn't be any more happier for them, people. I really couldn't. So yeah, big up to every single one of you legends, yeah. And make sure you are subscribing to all these awesome channels I just mentioned. But big up to you, Claudia. Good evening, mate. Thank you for joining me this evening, mate. Much appreciated. Smash the likes and subscribe to Mr. Joshy J, people. Henry talks BSC in Advantage also on Wednesday. It's bollocks, mate, because there's no away goals anymore, is there? 5 likes so far. I keep smashing them likes. Come on, people. That's a disgrace. Yeah, we can do better than that. Yep, there's my second channel there, people. There's Anakin King Academy's link. No, I'm not watching the stream race either, Daylight Sorting. I'm really not, mate. No way in a million years. But I just wanted to make that announcement and break the news that I will no longer be appearing on the weekends roundup on a Sunday night, but I will always be in their live chat, when Vigilante or Prophet are streaming it. So, yep. And, just the banter they all have together is absolutely amazing. I mean, the Tottenham Hotspur fan who they have in their live chat, Nighttime Kid, is absolutely hilarious. Honestly, absolutely just, he makes you laugh. He really does, Nighttime Kid. But let's get on with the press conference now, people. But I just wanted to just explain to you guys, you're wondering why I've not been on the weekends roundup the last couple of weeks. It's because it's now a set panel, and when AK comes back as well, it's going to be the 5 of them. So I can't wait for AK to return back to these panel shows. I mean, big up to AK, yeah. And I hope his move has gone very well. Real one he is, He may be a Manchester City fan, but boy, oh boy, he is a real fan. He really is. So big up to AK and the rest of the lads, like I said. Right, let's listen to Michael Carrick, shall we? Let's get started by listening to him. I think Liam is an absolute puppet, and he's not on Chelsea's level. An absolute disgrace starting Jorgensen in the PSG game. Yeah, that's a disgraceful decision, downright sorting. I don't get the common logic behind that whatsoever. So, right, let's go. Let's go, people. Let's listen to Carrick now. Michael Carrick, here we go. Now, before I get started with these press conference reactions, people, please note I do not share the press conference on the screen. I only play it on my mobile phone as audio only. and I may stop the press conference halfway through if I need to call out any PR or if there's been anything positive said. So, yep, that is literally the way I do press conference reactions, people. Igor Tudor is a bum, not considering Kinski after the errors. Embarrassing. He pretended that nothing happened. Tottenham Hotspur relegation, here we come. I never listen to his press conference, always comment on it when they post it on Sky Sports. Right. Michael Carrick. Press conference, here we go. So, 9 minutes 18. And then afterwards, we will listen to Unai Emery, people. And then after that, we'll get on to Marc Skinner and Sonia Bombastor as well, because this is a double press conference reaction. So I'm covering the Manchester United men, the opposition, Manchester United women, and again, the opposition as well. Honestly, he is useless, Adam Partridge. Henry writes, OMGs, Arsenal's scary. What would you do if Manchester United get Yes Man Puppet? How would you feel about that? I'll be seeing him daylight sorting the course, mate. You know, because I just won't accept it, mate. Nah, get out here, man. Just no way. I want proper elites people running this football club. Let's get it right. Not a bunch of people who do not know what they're doing. Ownership who's taken money out of the football club for years and put us into so much debt. The other ownership making cutbacks. It's a mess, people. It really is. And Manchester United are far, far from perfect, people. Let's get it right. I mean, what are we doing here? Seriously. Right, here we go. I got the press conference up now, so let's get started.
It's been a while since we've seen you. How's the period been? Are there any players back or unavailable for this match?
Yeah, it's been a good week. Yes, obviously the result was disappointing. The way the game ended, it was obviously disappointing. I think we've kind of digested that and looked at it and learned from it. And
I was watching a bit of his live watch it on Adam Partridge. He was going absolutely insane. They talk nonsense in their press conferences when you have Yes Man Puppet. I've had enough of the ownership. I want new ownership and a new buyer. Yep.
Trained really well this week. Boys are itching to get going on Sunday now.
In terms of the team news, Matthias de Ligt, Mason Mount, Sandro Martinez, are you able to offer any guidance on when they might be back, or are they back?
Mason's back with the group, which is fantastic. He's an important player for us, Mason, and to have him back and involved, I think is a good step for us, definitely. So he's not 100% in terms of back, because he's only trained a very small amount of time, but he's back, and that's good for us. So we'll see whether he's involved or not on Sunday, but it's a big step for him, so we're happy with that. And that's it in terms of players coming back for now.
Yeah. Michael, good to see you again. Paul Scholes made some
hopefully not Adam Partridge.
comments after the Newcastle defeat, and he also said that
Yeah, I heard about that. I mean, there was rumours going around today that there's a strong possibility that they are going to get cancelled, which it's the correct decision, because safety is far more important than the races. I mean, let's get it right.
and that it was taken out of context a little bit. He's spoken to
Context. Well, Michael Carrick didn't say it. It's that journalist who said it. Context. buzzword.
Since just wonder what that interaction was like, if you can share a little bit, but also your experience at this club and your relationship with past teammates. How much can that help, defuse maybe situations like that maybe in the past do get kind of exploded a little bit, more noise on the players? How important can that be?
There was nothing really. There's nothing to say about it really. I think that's just where we are in terms of social media and things and captions and quotes, and it can be taken in different ways. So
Andy Madley as referee. Well, it doesn't matter what ref you're at, does it? I mean, they're all corrupt. I mean, let's get it right.
just be calm about it and understand actually what it was.
That's a good point. Very good point. I mean, there was talks of Turkey and Imola being replacing venues, but it's too short notice for them to start organising ticket sales and that. So, yeah, it's like, it's a correct decision. And besides, I think 24 races is far too many anyway. So, seeing 2 reduced, I mean, not the end of the world, is it? Because, for drivers and that in the teams, it's a lot of travelling around to do 24 Grand Prix each season. I'll have to rip Sir Jim, a new asshole, Josh Ray. Absolutely, Adam Partridge. You, me, both, mate. Seriously. Getting tired of new asshole.
The real meaning of things. So listen, there's different opinions out there, and it's fine. People can have different opinions. It's just things get taken way out of one extreme to the other, and it is what it is. But I'm not worried about it, so I don't make a big deal of it either.
Hi, Michael. You managed Morgan Rogers at Middlesbrough. You could well face him on Sunday. Have you been surprised at all at the sheer speed with which he's become such a key sort of Premier League and indeed international player?
Yeah, listen, first of all, it's fantastic for me to see Morgan going on to do so well. And he's did it for a good period of time now, and he had the initial signing in the January and wasn't really sure how it was going to go. It was a step for him, and hadn't really played for an awful long time at Middlesbrough, really. So I've naturally felt probably he could have done a little bit more. But as soon as he's gone to Aston Villa, and he's taken huge steps and quickly and been a major part of their team and part of the England team as well. So it just shows how well he's done. We could always see what he was possibly going to be capable of and the potential there in terms of what he could do, his attributes, where he carries the ball, play off his left foot, play off his right foot, create, score goals, and really good athletically. So there was a lot of things there, positives, obviously, why we took him to start with. But to see him go on and have such an impact would probably be more than I would have expected, probably more than Morgan himself would probably expected, I think. It's great to see, though. But
who would you say got worse owners, Manchester United or Chelsea? I mean, they're both bad at daylight sorting, but obviously, I think the ownership at your football club is absolutely horrific, mate. It's awful. I think Liverpool will destroy Spurs on Sunday. I think it'll be cricket score. Quite possibly.
I enjoy seeing him do so well. Obviously, when we come against him, it's a different story. But nevertheless, he's a good person. He's really good, great to work with. So I'm delighted he's doing so well.
Hi, Michael. Just about Jadon Sancho. You were here when he signed. He scored 2 goals in 3 games under you. It seemed at that point like he was going to have a really good career at United. Are you surprised at the way things have worked out over the last few years?
You can never be surprised with anything in football. I think it's one of those things. Sometimes you come to a club, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't quite work. It's that's natural. Happens every club. Jadon's got talent, he's that's why he came to the club to start with, and then.
Maybe when he plays for Dortmund and that he had talent, but clearly not in the Premier League, has he? I mean, what an utter flop he's been. Seriously, Jadon Sancho.
He's had some really good moments, and for whatever reason, I don't know. I've not been here for a period of time. He's then finding himself at Aston Villa, so he had obviously a good spell at Dortmund as well, and Champions League final. So he's certainly got talent, and he's playing a lot this season. So credit to him for that, and he's having an impact,
Well, I don't think he's got talent personally myself, but there we go.
And playing a lot of games. What happens next and how we move forward then?
Not a fan of him at all, Adam Partridge. Absolute scrub.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Chris, you began with 2 massive games. I mean, I'm sure you'll see every game's a big game. Given the fact you're coming off your first defeat and given the situation at the top there with you and Bill at the points and qualification for the Champions League, is this the biggest test maybe since your first couple of games?
I think we're always in the test, I think it's always about what's next, what you're going to react, whether you've won, whether you haven't won, whether you've drawn, what's going to be the reaction, what's the group, what's the emotions in it, how do we make the best of it, what's the motivation for the next game, and driving that forward. So I understand with it being the first defeat, if you like, feels a little bit different, but it's going to come at some point. I think you look through the league, it's a tough league. Most teams, if not every team, has suffered that in recent times. So,
but the Premier League is the best league in the world, so everybody says. I mean, get out here, man. Not the last couple of years, I tell you. The quality has been absolutely abysmal in the Premier League. So, how's it the best league in the world? Seriously. It's not. It really is not, people. I mean, no league is perfect, but the Premier League, everyone overhyping it and that. No. Think how bad it's been the last couple of years. Seriously.
It's putting things in perspective, really, and kind of putting it in shape where we know where we can improve, what we can do better. We're taking a lot of confidence from as a group, what we can and what we showed.
Yeah, I know. The English teams have done abysmal this past week, downright sort of thing.
We can achieve and how we can play. So it's been a really good week in many ways, and excited. It's an important game. There's no getting away from it. It's a fantastic game. We put ourselves in a position now where there's an awful lot to play for, and then.
So happy number 9, 21, 24, 29, 26, 49, all went Josh 8. 100% Adam Partridge, all of them absolute scrubs. Not good enough.
Yeah, fully really embracing the situation at the moment and looking forward to the next game.
Hi Michael, JJ Gabriel trained with the first team again this week, and he's obviously been incredible over the last few months. Would you consider putting him in a matchday squad this season?
He's not allowed, it's too young.
How difficult has it been for the club to manage the attention that he has got over the last few months?
No, he's doing really well, JJ. We've got some really good young players in the academy, and we try and get the younger players up as much as we can, and try.
That's how we were successful in the past, with like Sir Alex Ferguson when he was manager, like the class of '92. David Beckham, Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, Roy Keane, Gary Neville, Phil Neville. Yeah, number 10 as well. Absolutely. If Chelsea does not get Champions League football, I'd rather play one game a week in the Premier League. I don't want to play Thursday night football or focus on the FA Cup and League Cup. 100%. 100% downright sorting.
The ones are kicking off in 25 minutes as well, so we're looking forward to finishing this and going to watch them. I'd much rather be here, I must say. But so yeah, we're He's doing really well, JJ. We've got some really good young players in the academy, and we try and get the younger players up as much as we can. And 21s are kicking off in 25 minutes as well. So we're looking forward to finishing this and going to watch them. I'll watch all of it.
Oh yeah, that's right. The under-21s played a game this afternoon.
Yeah, I must say. But so yeah, we're always.
Number 9, yeah, absolute rubbish, Adam Partridge. I think you kind of know which one you're talking about. Rasmus Højlund, isn't it? Absolute scrub, not good enough. I'm not watching my TV on Thursday night. Watching Conference League and Europa League next season.
Trying to expose and give that exposure to the players to come and train and feel it. JJ's a big talent. It's pretty obvious to know that, and he's had a really good season for the under-18s, and we obviously think an awful lot of him. But patience is important in managing everything that comes with that, and working with him, development is as we do with all the different age groups and younger players, and picking the right moment to step up, picking the right moment to leave them in a certain place, and
100% he did, Adam Partridge. You know, he needs to take huge accountability for that. How dare you spend it on absolute shite? You're the reason why you set us back as well, yeah? But he won you 2 trophies. And what? Yeah? Literally not good enough to be a Premier League manager. Thanks to you, you have set us back. Yeah? The Bulls ruled set us back, people. Let's get it right. So, yeah, to me, personal, you've set my beautiful football club back. So, yeah. And you got sacked after 2 games in Bayer Leverkusen. I know who's going to get pole and win races. It'll be 1 and 2 Mercedes. Yep. Sirs will have next season the best ground in the championship. Big up to you, Yuan. Big up, mate.
Ups and downs, and but he's done well. He's trained. He's done well, as you'd expect, you know. And it's good to have the younger players come on with us.
Yeah. Hi, Michael. Harry Maguire's been back in the team a couple of months now, and obviously been a big part of the early successes you've had. He's 33 now. There's an England squad next week. I wouldn't expect you to try and pick Thomas Tuchel's squad for him, but is Harry showing the sort of form you would have expected and hoped of him, and sort of peak Harry Maguire, if you like?
Harry's been playing well, I think. Yeah, it's pretty obvious to say that. I think he's considering you look back not too long ago, he was out for a considerable period of time as well, injured. So he came straight back in when we kind of arrived, really, and so there's been a little bit of managing.
Yeah, I saw you in the line chat.
Him as well through the weeks in the games and the game, how we've had that and getting them right up to speed, if you like, physically, and I think he's just showed his experience, you know, and in situations, the composure, know what it feels like, understands what it takes, and he's done ever so well. It's whatever's going to happen with England's going to happen with England, but he's definitely put himself back in the frame. If he was ever out of it, he's definitely in the frame, and hopefully, from my point of view, yeah, he gets picked and he goes.
That's the end of Michael Carrick. Excuse me, people. That is the end of Michael Carrick's press conference. Yeah, not really much to call out on that one. The only bit I called out on, really, was when they mentioned about Jadon Sancho being talented. I mean, get out here, man. The guy is an absolute scrub. Let's get it right. Big up, Mr. Joshy J. Bush. Big up to you, Proper Chelsea Stand. Make sure you are subscribing to Proper Chelsea Stand, people. Very shortly, Danny Lightsword team will have a link in the live chat. But yeah, let's have a listen to Unai Emery in a second.
So on your first chance.
Hey, I pressed on the wrong one. Fuck's sake. Stinker and hooks. There you go, people. Make sure you are subscribing to Proper Chelsea. Great guy. And there we go. Unai Emery, yep. I'll big up Nighttime Kid. He's just commented on my video. Pinto scoring points is good for F1 because F1 needs a good South American driver. I agree with you, Yuan. 100%, mate. That's facts. Here we go. Yep. We found it, so we're going to listen to what Unai Emery says.
Yeah. It all started with that win over Manchester United. So does this fixture coming up this weekend hold special significance because it got you that instant connection with this club, with these fans?
Good afternoon, thank you. But long time happened it, 2 years and a half ago, and now we are in a new chapter. Of course, everything we are doing is a process, and in the
process, another familiar buzzword.
Our development is really being good, but everything we did is done, and we need to do again. And how we are now in the table, how we are going to face on Sunday against Manchester United, how they are as well. They are now feeling confidence. They are strong at home. They are playing good football. They have good players. I think it's a really huge challenge on Sunday. But analyzing how we are in the table overall, we are fourth with the same point like Manchester United with.
Good evening. That's what he says. Yeah, but they are good at him, Partridge.
It's 51 and they are third. And of course, on Sunday is the day 30. Still points to play, a lot of points to play. Still.
That's right. Barcelona 2012. I heard Lewis wants African Grand Prix and he won't retire. He does not get a race in Africa. Should give 10 I'll get a wooden scene for spending all that money on shit, Josh. Absolutely, I agree. Yeah, wooden scene for you bald rules, yeah? Honestly, you set us back so many years. You should be fucking ashamed of yourself. Yeah? Ashamed of yourself.
Just to play. We are so motivated in our two competitions. We are now fighting. Of course, yesterday the result was fantastic. Gave us confidence as well. But how we achieved it is the most important for us because I think we played a good match. but the level we are going to face on Sunday is also high level, and we started together here winning against Manchester United, but
Yeah, I agree. Recruitment has been terrible down at Sorting and at your football club as well, mate.
Didn't win there in Manchester one match, and we played some matches, and always we knew how the difficulties there. But we are ready. We are going to rest after the match yesterday. Today, some recovery, some players' compensation work, and tomorrow we'll meet again to prepare the game against Manchester. And of course, Sunday is a really very, very excited match.
How much energy and motivation can you take from your last visit to Old Trafford at the end of last season?
Yes, it was the last match last year, and a lot of target we had in front, and it was so emotional match that we lost. And losing, our emotion was bad emotions. But everything we are doing, we must be proud of it. More winning than losing. But when we are losing as well, we must learn about how we are playing, or how we are responding, or how we are not achieving the good result. And even the match we lost against them last match last year, we learned. Of course, as well, the referee's mistake was very, very important, and sometimes it's not in our hands, but of course respecting as well their decision. And we are ready, and we are motivated, and we are in the Premier League fighting for the top position. And of course, we are in the day 30, and everything we did is done, and how we are now is very important. To try to face them with our capacity to play like we played yesterday, more or less following the same mentality we showed with it yesterday.
You praised the travelling fans last night, 2,500 of them. In games, what moments can you actually see them having an effect on the players and their energy and their motivation?
Yes, of course, they are very important, and they are traveling with us in England in the Premier League, and it's very important how we are feeling them. In Europe as well, they are motivated and excited because they are traveling.
If you have rubbish sporting director at the club, you get poor recruitment and poor transfer and poor manager. And yes, man, facts, 100%, absolutely spot on, Daniel Sorting. Couldn't agree more with you, mate. That's absolute facts, mate.
As well yesterday in Lille, and we need them. We need them clearly, and the players felt them yesterday, felt them all the season, and hopefully we will feel them as well on Sunday.
From what you've seen of Manchester United under Michael Carrick, what has he done recently that you will need to stop on Sunday?
Each coach has their personality and their career as well. And Carrick is really performing fantastic. The first experience we had each other playing in Champions League, Manchester United in Villarreal. And they won us that match 4 or 5 years ago. Then his career as a coach in Middlesbrough was fantastic. He did a fantastic job there. And now he's as well doing a fantastic job. The matches, he's there. And now you can see them playing comfortable, playing like they are as a player, good player. Tactically, they have a good positioning. And of course, I think Carrick is doing that.
If we have top, excuse me, if we have top sporting directors, we would get the top manager and recruitment would have been good, and they would have got proven in quality and experienced players at Chelsea. Facts.
very good job, and he has this experience. He knows there everything, and of course, how they are now progressing in the table, how they are getting more points, how they are playing confidence. You can see it analyzing them.
For you, when you've been talking recently about sharpening up on the team's structure, what cues are you looking for in game?
Structure is everything. It's a structure. Individually feel comfortable, feel confidence. It's collectively be disciplined, be organized, play with our structure, tactically with our positioning, try to exploit our individual skills through it, try to emotionally get balance always. The structure is everything about tactical, about individual position and individual attitude as well, and emotionally how we can feel as a team and get energy as well is something can identify as emotionally very important. And the structure is this, and of course we are feeling strong with our structure. We are having meetings and we are as well preparing each game how we want to face in our preparation. Normally we are trying to identify 30% the opponent, how they are going to demand us individually, collectively, their characteristic as a player or their tactic idea, how we can stop them, how we can.
Tactics, guys, tactics. Another one that's really another buzzword.
Well, dominator to get our positioning better than them, and then how we are. And 70% is us. Our preparation is 70% thinking how we can get better, how we can adapt of them, and then 30% the respect of the opponents. Yesterday, on Sunday, but more or less the same average. 30% is for them and 70% is for us.
I appreciate it's all about the team, but I just wanted to ask you about a couple of individuals, if that's okay. Lamar Bogard got a lot of praise for his performance last night. What are you working on with him at the moment?
He's with us 3.5 years. And we were working with every players, but with him being on loan, he was coming back. We were working a lot of individual session with him, and his process is working individually with the group, having experiences, sometimes living on loan and other teams. And now, of course, this season I think is more consistent season for him, achieving the level we need. And
they could be down out sort of thing. They're really good.
Yesterday again, he played a fantastic match. He helped us a lot. His versatility is very important, playing as a midfielder, playing as a centre back, or playing as a right fullback. And of course, each match for him is a challenge. And he played a fantastic match yesterday, but on Sunday, in case he will play because Cash is not arriving on time, or Andres Garcia, he has his own process as a player inside. Of course, hopefully we can help him to play like he's playing the last matches.
And Ollie Watkins, big smile after that goal last night, huge smile from him. How hard does he work on his heading?
The confidence is coming, of course, first, scoring goals. This year is not achieving a lot of assists like he did the last years. Of course, is the next challenge he can have as well for the next match on Sunday. Manchester, score or assist. But first of all, he needs get his confidence doing his task, and his task is doing every day, every match. And of course, he needs feel our support. He needs feel the supporters' help, and we are trying to do with every player the same
Yeah, I agree. It's like whoever manages that club are gonna experience a real hard test.
The same help. And yesterday scoring goal. Yesterday he had another very good chances to score. But of course, everything he's doing and achieving is because he's a fighter. And sometimes he's not achieving some numbers, or maybe until now his numbers are not.
You're welcome, Adam Partridge. No worries at all, mate.
Like the last years, but there's still matches to play, and I am confident he's going to achieve it.
Stuff. Just finally, can I ask you about team news? John McGinn obviously played a bit of time on the pitch last night. You mentioned about Matty Cash. Can you bring up to speed with those guys, please?
Yes, Matty Cash, he's progressing well, but tomorrow we'll see if he can be with us on Sunday or not. And Lost Barkley and Harrison, they are not in the list for Europe, but will come back for Sunday. And it's good news, John McGinn back, and Camera still being out, and Julie is progressing well as well, but still time to work individually to join us.
There we go. That's the end of Unai Emery's press conference, people. I have to say, yeah, I think he answered the media very well. So very shortly, we will be moving on to Marc Skinner's press conference and Sonia Bonpastor as well, the Chelsea women's manager. Now, for Manchester United men against Aston Villa, you know, like I said, the lineup would be Lamens in goal, and then right back Diego Dalot, centre backs, you know, Harry Maguire, and you know, you could stick Hayden Hampton in there. You could stick, who else can you stick in there as well? Quite a few different players, you know, Hayden Hampton, Maguire, Delent, the Butcher Martinez as well. You know, he could definitely play his hit. And then in the left back position, Luke Shaw, central defensive midfield, Casemiro, in the attacking midfield, Bruno Fernandes, Ahmad could play in the midfield as well. Or Mainu, actually. You know, I want Mainu to carry on getting game time. So, yeah, Mainu, or you come on as a sub. But either way, you know, Kobe Mainu, you know, absolutely doing some great things right now. So, long may that continue as well. But it's like these players before, they didn't get on with the ownership, or they didn't get on well with the manager. To me, I think it's where, yeah, fans just had enough, you know, going all the way up to London to watch their team. I mean, let's get it right here, people, yeah? Let's absolutely get everything right. So my score prediction for the Manchester United and Aston Villa game, I'm going with a 2-1 victory to Manchester United. Like I said, people, I think we are capable of conceding the goal, unfortunately, just the way we defend at times. And Lamens has been real unlucky, you know, because Lamens has made some fantastic saves. I mean, let's get it right here, people, yeah? Let's absolutely get an everything right. Sky currently can get in the bin. Can see Josh saying, yep. Excuse me. Yep. Right. So that's our score prediction. 2-1 win. And Adam Partridge is going for a 3-1 win. So, right. Let's have a look. Hang on, just typed in the wrong name. Marc Skinner, here we go. Skinner press conference, here we go. Now, Mark Skinner and and Turland. Sky Source Carrick always talks nonsense. Brown and Rope and Sound Out. Yes, I have seen them. Adam Partridge. Yep. Carrick Southwell. So yeah, it could be Turland.
Frito.
Maya. That's it. Right, let's have a listen to what Mark Skinner and Maya have to say.
Played for Sweden.
Yes.
So that must be good news. I don't know what Ella2's situation is. Could you just update us on Anna Sandberg, because we obviously don't think she's fit, but
yeah, for sure. Frito's back. So Frito will be back in contention. Tooney, so we go in the order. Tooney has been back on the field training. We still.
I am Adam Partridge. It should be good, mate. The atmosphere should be brilliant.
Don't have a definitive timeline, but we are looking around the back end of this window, a space we're in, and then potentially a little hangover in Texas international window then, isn't it? So potentially using that block of time. So hopefully Tooney can be back before the Tottenham game, but it could be earlier than that. It's just depending on how she goes.
Yeah, I'm wearing my Ella2 shirt, mate. I'm wearing the Manchester United 23-24 home shirt. You know, our final year with Team Viewer and the Flowers of Manchester shirt. I got Ella2 on the back of that. And I got the WSL patch on it. I literally got another one as well, which is plain in that. But that one I like, say, where it says WSL games.
And then we have Jade Riviere is back as well. So she's back available. She missed the Chelsea game before. And Anna Sandberg is probably looking more likely the Tottenham game after the window to get her back.
And just to wrap into that, in terms of Hinata,
yes.
Have you made any contingencies to be able to get her back for the Bayern game? Because that gap is tight from the fine ring. You can't get there.
Absolutely. And look, we predict her trying to go as far as in the tournament as possible. We're looking at contingencies. We've spoken to Hinata, looking at flights, looking at risk safety for the player. But I've already noticed, even looking at her minutes, she's done a little bit less, of course, because they're able to get through the groups and stuff. And Japan have been doing excellently. So, from our perspective, the aim will be trying to get her back into those Bayern games and the City games. So, but it'll be safely. And then what we'll look at afterwards is a space where Hinny can then basically have some rest and recovery. But it all depends on a continuous conversation with her, how she feels, how she's presenting medically. We'll do all the screening. If she's available and wants to play, then obviously we'll look to bring her back for them.
But this is another final for you.
Yeah, well, it's like you don't want to rush a player back too soon, do you? Because they could easily get injured.
Well, frustratingly, it's another final where you're playing at exactly the same time as the men's team. I know the fixture calendar is tough for everybody, but is that a bit disappointing? Because in this instance, you can't even...
I mean, yeah, I know Aston Villa are in Europe and that, but, you know, I mean, Chelsea men are playing tomorrow, so why couldn't Manchester United men play on Saturday as well? I mean, for them to both be playing at the same time is an absolute disgrace. I mean, that's such poor organisation, people. It really is.
The team play if you're involved in on the men's side and flip on the other way. But I just wonder what...
Yeah, I it's frustrating, but I think it's at the circumstance, not at anyone. I think I know
I mean, if Aston Villa weren't in Europe, I guess we could have got that moved to a Monday night game. But as they're in Europe and that, and they played on Thursday night, this is why it's being moved to Sunday.
everybody involved would want to be able to watch both games. So from our perspective, it's tough, but I'm led to believe, with Aston Villa being in the Europa League and the distance between games, that everybody, both leagues, both Premier League and obviously WSL, tried to look at the moving it and just hit roadblocks everywhere. So unfortunately, it's one of those just sad situations, but I know that we'll be fully supported from the club, and that they'll support in any way they can.
And obviously, the Manchester United men's team have wished the women good luck. They posted a video on the Manchester United socials, and the men wishing the women very best of luck.
Thank you,
Chris.
Hello, mate.
Yeah, only 3 teams have had their hands on the League Cup. It's about time we got a 4th one on there, and that name should be United.
Hopefully, yeah, that's the aim. But we know we played Chelsea literally our last game, so we know how tough they are. We've played them in.
I mean, I know they're not having the best of seasons, Chelsea women, but at the end of the day, people, they're still a fantastic team.
On us before and haven't come up with a win, so we know how difficult it is. But yeah, look, we that's our aim. We're not going into this final to try and be second best. We have to go into it and try and win the cup. That's what we're here for. That's why you're at Manchester United, and you have to understand that there's difficulty in that challenge, but that's what we're here for.
I mean, you've been history makers before, winning the first cup, winning the FA Cup. There's something about this club in the knockouts this season as well, with the Champions League run that you're having. Is there something about this team that is suited for knockout competition this year?
It's really funny because I think that in finals, it comes down to the spirit, connection and commitment of a team when it goes to those moments where momentum changes in games, because we'll have the ball, Chelsea will have the ball. And I think from our perspective, it really is about that ingrained spirit and belief that, in the moments where they matter, we have to come up. And that's what I'm going to ask our players to do. And that's what we're going to try and do together. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. Right, we'll go online. Carrick, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, thanks, Helen. Hi, Mark.
Hello, mate.
I just wanted to start asking Mayor, if I can. We've spoken to Mark a lot over the seasons about kind of what the difference is in playing Chelsea, because it feels like the gap is very small between you guys now, despite the gap in the head-to-head record. I just wanted to ask you, from the perspective of someone that is actually on the pitch, what do you feel like the barriers are when you play Chelsea?
I think for us, especially going off of the last game, being better in both boxes is probably the main thing that we took away from the last game we played them. I think obviously defensively we conceded 2 set pieces, I think it was, and obviously we scored a set piece as well. But I think you can just see how much smaller the gap's getting with the fine margins. And we had a lot of chances in that game as well that we need to take, and that's on us as players to take those chances and to stop them obviously going in the other net. So it's getting smaller and smaller, and we always feel like we're in the game all the time, and quite a lot of the time we have the ball more than they do. So I guess it's just what we do with the ball. And as Mark said, in finals, it's different. Like, it's a different feel. Obviously, we played them in a few finals now in the FA Cup, so we know what to expect. And if we can be better in both boxes, then it would be good.
Big up, Irish Pointer.
This is kind of
Big up.
the most congested period of this season you've ever had with still being in Europe. How has it been kind of getting used to that? Is the squad coping well with it? Is there areas where you feel like you're still learning lessons? I'm curious to know how that's going.
Yeah, I think both of those. I think we're learning lessons, but that's the sign of a good team, is that you learn on the fly and you can still get the victories. I think what we're looking at in this block, it's heavily congested. It does feel a slightly different final because there's such a quick turnaround to West Ham and such a quick turnaround to obviously the Everton game for us. So I think our team have done exceptionally well at playing their part and their role when it's needed in each of the games. And look, we're going to need that. The final's the first and most important. But win or lose, depending on obviously the result, we got to go straight away. So it feels different to an FA Cup where it's just smack bang at the end of the season. And it's
big out nighttime kids. Gosh, big out to you, mate. Welcome to Mr. Joshy J YouTube channel, mate. Obviously, I do see you around in Roster Sox chat and Liverpool Profits and that, but it's great to finally have you on my channel, mate. I hope your Friday's been good so far. But yeah, welcome to the show, mate. And yeah, you know, the banter you get Vigilante is absolutely hilarious, Nighttime Kid. It really is. I'm glad to hear it, mate.
Yeah, actually, we've hardened, haven't we? And we've got a different mentality about us that you're not always going to perform particularly well in these games, but it's just about getting the result of this stage.
Thanks, guys. Best
Thank you, Carrick. Have a good one.
Thanks, Carrick. Dan, please.
Thank you, Evan. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Dan.
I hope not. I mean, just I can see him being an absolute flop again and he comes back. We need to offload him, Nighttime Kids. And, you know, I know he used to be very good when he first at the football club, but the last couple of years he was there, you know, an absolute disaster. He's got to go. He needs to move on. He does, 100%. But Barcelona are broke. Yeah, and this is a problem. You know, Barcelona are broke. But I agree with you. He definitely needs to move on, mate.
Just want to ask you about something. Just want to ask you about, first of all, Mark, you talked about journey and maybe
they wanted to pay lower payment for him. Yep.
mentality. Can you just talk a little bit more about that journey over the last few years in terms of this team growing and maybe what the difference has been this season?
Yeah, I think in all honesty, since I've been here, I've had to turn the team around so many times. I think it's 30 odd players that have come and gone in and out of the squad over 4 or 5 seasons, which is it's quite a lot. But we're trying to chase something that other teams haven't had to, which is we were new to it. We have to chase the expectation of being a Manchester United team. And what I've found, and you're a perfect example of it really, is I found here a captain that is young enough but still has the experience and still has the mentality to deliver on the top stage. And obviously that's the reason you're the captain. But I think from our perspective, we found really good people to come into the group. And I think we recruit on that. So it's good people that are obviously good footballers. And then that two married together really does give you that kind of extra push that we've needed. And then this year, I think
Buemo's been very good. Cunha as well. Lamans, we definitely made some good signings. But when we had the bald fraud in charge, he made some terrible signings. And he's literally, because of that, set us back, nighttime kids. So to me, it's personal with the bald fraud. It's like, how dare you set back my football club, yeah? Absolute fraud. And Carrick doesn't try to play difficult type of playing style, just keeping it simple. Absolutely. Where with Ruben Amorim, is like his system was never going to work in the Premier League. So I'm glad he's gone. And do I miss him? Not one bit.
Dan, really, if I'm being honest, I think we've added in top quality into the team too. So I think it really is stepping up.
Yeah, Manchester United's women's squad is improving, but we're not quite on elite level yet.
Another level this year.
Oh, 100%. He is absolutely garbage, Nighttime Kid. You garbage. Get rid of him. Honestly, I would book him a taxi to get out my beautiful football club. Can meet you rep Ten Hag a new asshole, Josh Ray. Absolutely. Yeah. Just he set us back, Adam Partridge, and I'm seething about it. Get rid of the old players too. Absolutely. You know, we just need a complete refresh.
And Maya, just to double up on that, have you really felt that this year in terms of maybe that depth being a big difference? And you spoke about the gap on the pitch closing to Chelsea, but do you feel like going into this final and your training, you know, the options are there that you can change the game?
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously I've been at the club for 4 years maybe now, so I've been through a lot when I was young and coming through, and you can definitely see the change.
Shaul Dallo Sersky, is that how you spell his name? Close. I think that's right. Hang on, I just have a look. But yeah, I agree. 100% agree that Nighttime Kids. Joshua Sersky. So you said I are. Yeah, pretty much got it right, except that there's no S in there. But you weren't far off, mate. Yeah, he's a running Adam Partridge. 100% I agree with you. They all need to go Nighttime Kids. You need a right winger. 100%.
Like ever since I've been part of United, the coach has been great. We've had some great players as well. So yeah, I think now it's.
I mean, he's got potential, but I wouldn't start calling him a gem just yet. You know, what I've seen of him, he's very, very inconsistent. He's got to work on his consistency.
I don't know, it just feels a bit different. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's so fun being part of the team, and I think that's what brings us together as well. As Mark said, great people, and yeah, the mentality on the pitch. We always want to obviously try our best, and I think work for each other as well, and that's the connections on the pitch and off the pitch too. So yeah, no, it definitely feels different in one way or the other, and I think obviously
you guys need two centre backs because Slabby is inconsistent. 100%. And Dallo, D-Let is, I mean, he plays well, but the problem is he's a bit injury prone, the same as Lisandro Martinez, really. What position may you play? Midfield he plays in. He's a midfielder. More like just in front of the CDM, so just in front of Casemiro.
Played a lot of games this year, so people have had to kind of play different positions, fill in for the team, but everyone knows that they're doing their best, and as long as we all do that together, then I think no one can ask any more.
Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you, mate. Have a good day.
Thanks, Dan. Rachel, please.
Hi.
Morning, Rachel.
Just a question for both of you again. Slightly different approach.
You think you've been if so, just nod. I think we will, Nighttime Kids, but, you know, I still think we'll concede a goal, you know, because we're still capable of conceding goals in matches. So that's why I've gone with a 2-1 victory to Manchester United. Adam Partridge has gone for a 3-1 victory to Manchester United. So let's see who's right.
This final, Mark, you've had quite a long time to prepare for this.
Yeah.
Whereas Mayor, you've kind of been away with international camp, and maybe it's been a bit of not a distraction, but your mind has been able to focus on something else rather than perhaps overthink a final coming up. So I guess for both of you, what has that preparation been like in the lead up?
Do you want to take yours first?
Yeah, obviously I've been on camp. You obviously think about club on camp, but obviously you're kind of in like a little bubble and you don't really kind of live your life, like you're just doing what the schedule says and that's about it. So yeah, you don't really think too much about it. You just obviously with your mates on camp, but yeah, I think going into a final, like it's always on your mind. But we have so many big games as well, and we've played so many big games. Like even the game on the Wednesday after West Ham, that's such a big game. So yeah, it's a final, but you know, like it sounds so cliche, but it's just another game, and we just play it, whoever the next one is, and we'll make sure that we're prepared. And to be fair, the international break, what did it finish on Saturday or something? So we have had longer to prepare for a game than we were coming off the back of another international. So yeah, no, it's been good. Good to get back into club, have a little bit more time. But I feel like we're used to it now, going away and then coming back to play games. So yeah, it's pretty chill, to be honest.
And that's another part of the experience is the fact that they've done it more often now. When we first picked up the group, it was younger players that hadn't necessarily got that experience. So when they come back in there, it's a quicker transition, isn't it? I think from my perspective, Rach, having this amount of time, even though it looks like 3 weeks, actually, you don't really engage with the players while they're on international duty. So, and you can be a culprit of too much information in such a short amount of time. So the hardest thing for me is whittling down the right information into the right space so that the players can really... The players will also play an instinct in finals regardless, so they'll have the game plan. And then what I've got to make sure is that they feel like they're in a great space, that when they go into this game, that when the plan happens and then it has to adapt, they just know they're ready. And I think it's readiness and preparation. We've had a few meetings, obviously, in the mornings. We'll have another couple over today and tomorrow, but nice and relaxed, just talking about what it can feel like either way. So from our perspective, I think it's that prep that's going to be key.
Right, well, best of luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
There again, that's the end of Marc Skinner's press conference, people. Yeah, I thought he answered the media very well. So did Maya as well. Right, let's listen to Sonia Bombastor. Here we go.
So on your first chance for silverware, how much are you relishing this opportunity?
Yeah, really exciting. I think, as I already mentioned multiple times, when you are in Chelsea, that's the games you want to play. You want to play to compete as far as you can in every competition. You want to play finals and you want to live silverware. So, yeah, that's the first opportunity for us on Sunday, and we are really looking forward to that.
Does it feel like potentially a pivotal moment in your season as well? One piece of silverware could be a catalyst, could trigger and define where you go for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think so. That's a really important moment for us. The first opportunity for us to lift the trophy, and that's part of our DNA. So we see the game on Sunday being an opportunity for us to be successful and hopefully to define the rest of the season.
What do you expect from Manchester United? You're the only team to have beaten them in this calendar year.
To be honest, we know it will be a tough game. As you could see, we played them before the international break. They have a lot of quality into the squad in many positions, but we are also really focusing in ourselves because we know we have quality enough to beat every team. So going into the game, we prepared the game this week, focusing a lot on our game model, the way we want to play on Sunday, and about our quality and talent. We'll try to use some of the things we did in the last game we played against them, but also, again, focusing on our quality and how we can hurt them.
Your record against Manchester United is pretty formidable. 13 wins out of the last 15 meetings. Can that help you? Does that help the players in terms of just that confidence, that muscle memory?
Yeah, I think it's always important in terms of confidence to know like you are able to beat a team like Manchester United. So for me, in terms of mental aspects, the confidence is probably one of the biggest things.
Big up Adam Dar. Big up to you, mate. Good evening. Thank you for joining me this evening, mate. Much appreciated. Make sure you're subscribing to Adam Dar, people, by the way. Yeah, I'll see in a few days. Yeah, I know. I haven't streamed as much because obviously Manchester United have been on their break.
Going into every game. So I know like going into the game on Sunday we'll be confident and not too much. We'll find a good balance between being confident but also humble because we also respect every opponent. But
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them, Adam Dar. You know, I saw highlights of Real Madrid against Man City.
for sure, we know we were able to beat them. The game on Sunday will be really different and it will be a different competition.
I mean, it's a cup game. Anything can happen, you know. Manchester United women have got every chance against Chelsea women. I mean, let's get it right. In the end of the day, you can never tell what's going to happen in cup matches.
Different context in a neutral state.
Context, and there's that buzzword. Especially in the PSG session and revenge on Chelsea. Yep.
So we know that, but of course we'll be fully confident going into the game and we'll be fully prepared when we'll kick off the game.
And as a manager and as players, when you've won so many trophies, so much silverware.
Big up, King. Bash. Big up to you, mate. Good evening. Thank you for joining me this evening, mate. Much appreciated. Make sure you're subscribing to King, people. There's Adam Dar's link. Make sure you're subscribing.
How do you ensure that that desire keeps burning just as strong?
I think it's natural, you know. I think when you are in a club like Chelsea and for myself individually, as soon as you win a trophy, your next thinking is, what do I need to do to win the next one? It's almost like it never ends. And I think this mentality is really special. And I think I'm lucky enough to have that in my staff and in my players. So, we want to make sure we focus on Sunday. But as soon as Sunday is done, we want to focus on what is next. And I think that's the right mentality to have when you want to be successful.
And in terms of your squad, how's everyone come back from the break? How's Millie Bright?
Yeah, everyone came back good. So no new injuries. And for Millie, she won't be available for the Sunday game. It's taking a little bit longer than what we expected. So I don't have any time frame for her right now. But except Millie, I think we have Kadesha Buchanan who will be back. Natalie Bjorn will be back. And we worked really well with them during international break. We could train with the boys academy, which I want to thank them for that because they helped us really well to prepare the players for the game on Sunday. So it will be good to have them two back in the squad as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Karis, it's on you. Can I just check is Nat back for this weekend?
Yes.
Great. And can I just check in on Mary Ramirez as well? How's she doing?
Yeah, so Myra was progressing well, but she picked up a new injury in her rehab again. So I think, it's been a really tough and difficult season for her. So, I'm not sure we will see her until the end of the season, unfortunately.
And how is she doing with that?
Struggling mentally, that's normal. I think it's been a tough season for her with injuries. Sometimes it's difficult to explain everything.
Yep. Yeah, thank you for putting King's channel in the live chat, Adam Dar.
I spoke with her yesterday. She's really low right now. That's normal, but everyone in the club is making sure we are supporting her in the right.
At the end of the stream, Josh, will you be reacting to those highlights since you couldn't do a full reaction on Champions League because United is no longer there for this season? I mean, I'll probably watch some of the highlights, after I finished streaming and that. And yeah, I'll check them out anyway. Big up to you.
And we are providing her what she needs.
And just to come back to Manchester United, as you mentioned, you played them very recently. What are sort of the...
Would you take Lewis Hall? What, a Manchester United? I mean, I don't think he would be the best player for us, I'm not going to lie. But if he did come, he'll be more like a squad rotation player, I think.
The lessons that you took from that game came away with the result that it was a tight one for both ends.
Yeah, I think we always expect to have a tough and tight game against Man United because I already mentioned they have a lot of quality as well. I think they are in a really good dynamic before the break.
Oh yeah, when he was playing for Newcastle against Barcelona.
They had really good results. I think they strengthened the squad in January transfer window. They brought some really good players with a lot of quality. They have more depth in the squad as well. So we expect a tough game. I'm not going to deliver what we need to do on Sunday. But I'm still confident we also have a lot of quality in our side to make sure we perform and we have a big chance to win.
And you're obviously without Ellie Carpenter and Sam Kerr, who are still at the Asian Cup on international duty. How does that sort of affect your planning in terms of those positions?
Yeah, again, I think that's why a club like us, it's important to have depth in the squad. I think even with these players being...
I mean, squad depth is important. I mean, you want to go to the next level and win these trophies, you need the squad depth.
Missing, I still have numbers and quality in the squad to put a good team. I think coming into this business end of the season, I told my players everyone will be important. So I think no matter if you are starting the game, if you are coming in, I think you will.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise the United kids at all.
The game, and I think all the players know that they have the experience now playing in this business end of the season, and they know coming into every game it will be important to give your all, to mentally be strong, and no matter if you are starting or coming in, you will have to contribute to help the team to perform and to win.
Thanks, Lewis. Catherine.
Hi, Sonia. Since we last spoke to you, obviously the club announced the arrival of a new sport director, Phil Radley. I just wondered if you've had a chance to speak to him yet since he came in and...
Yeah, I think at the moment it's just rumours.
How positive that kind of arrival has been.
Yeah, that's a great and positive news. I had many opportunities to speak with Phil. We have been working together really closely, and I'm really looking forward to working with him in the future. So really good and positive.
Has he got to work straight away? I know there's obviously quite a few players start a contract that maybe you might kind of get signed soon, or potentially look at that. Is that something that you're discussing with him now before the summer comes around?
Yeah, we are having, as I mentioned, a lot of conversations, mainly around the players and the squad for the future. I think this conversation never stopped in a club like Chelsea. It's continuous. But it's good to have now Phil who is able to pick up on that conversations and to be able to lead them.
Thank you. We'll jump across to Zoom next, please. Rachel, thank you for waiting patiently. We'll come to you.
Hi, Rachel. Yes, thank you.
I just wonder, in terms of this long break in the lead up to a final, I'm sure you'll tell me you're focusing on your own team, but in terms of preparation for an opposition, has that impacted analysis at all when you're prepping for an opposition? You don't know how they're going to come back from international international break, and I guess for your own team as well, you have the uncertainty a little bit until maybe a week before.
Yeah, I think it didn't really change the way we approach things around the game we are going to play on Sunday. I think it's always like finding the right balance about focusing on the opposition and your team. I think obviously I was watching most of the games during international break, and I could see obviously my players, but also some of the players who play for Man United. So again, I think going into the game on Sunday, it will be a different competition, different context. I think the neutral stadium.
There's that buzzword again, context.
Will be something also different from when we played them more than 2 weeks ago. So I think actually, if you reflect on that, a lot of the things will be different, and even if it was, it will be different. I think, we didn't really change the preparation going into the game. We stayed with our routines, and I think, we find a good balance between focusing on ourselves and on them.
And just more broadly, the Subway League Cup, there's been changes coming next season, obviously, but for you, are you quite fond of this competition, given it was the first trophy you picked up when you joined Chelsea?
Yeah, I'm fan of every competition because when you are the Chelsea manager or you are a Chelsea player, you want to play in every competition, you want to compete in every competition, and as a memory, I think, as you just mentioned, it's a special one because it was the first trophy we could win last season, and I think, that's a special memory for myself individually, but also for the club.
Great, thank you, best of luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rachel. Emma next, please.
Hey, Sonia.
Hi, Emma.
My voice is very, so I might sound like a man, but...
No, that's fine. I wouldn't say that.
Obviously, before the international break, there was a few weeks where there was obviously a lot of outside noise, and I just wonder if you were to win this trophy, would it kind of reinforce the message that all of the work that you were doing during that time was, it was positive and it was progressing well?
I think I will always expect to have a lot of noise around Chelsea, no matter what happens. When you are winning, there will have a lot of noise. When you are losing, when something happens, because I think this club is the best club in England. So that's why this happens. And
I mean, the Chelsea women are absolutely fantastic. This is why they won so many WSL titles, because their team has just been absolutely goated.
I think I'm totally fine with it. I think that's important also when you are in high moments, you don't go too high, and when sometimes you are in more low moments, you don't.
He could be Adam Dar, 100%, mate.
Go too low. That's really important to do that, and I think, I think we just want to win because that's part of our DNA. I just don't want to win because people are talking or making noise. That's not what drives us. I think what drives us is just we are competitors and we want to live silverware. And I think that's the main motivation for the game on Sunday.
When will you guys play Chelsea Women's in the League Cup final? Or is this the final? Yes, it is the final. I'm going to the game, Adam Dar. It's at Bristol City's ground, Ashton Gate in Bristol. And I live very close to it. So, yeah, I'm going to it.
Yeah, obviously, referencing the record against Manchester United earlier, and I just wonder if you feel it's harder now to win this trophy than maybe it was 3 or 4 years ago with the competition in the league just improving each season.
Yeah, I think it's difficult for me to compare because
Sunday, Adam Dar. Sunday afternoon, 2:15 p.m. So I guess that means it'd be morning for you guys because it's afternoon for us.
I was not here 3 or 4 years ago, but watching from abroad, you can see.
Yes, we have, Adam Dar. We drew some in the league. We got knocked out to them in the FA Cup. And on the final weekend of the WSL season, we played Chelsea women at Stamford Bridge.
Now being the Chelsea manager for my second season, you can see the competition is being higher and higher and more competitive. And I think every team is strengthening the squad, being more competitive and bringing us more challenges. So that's where I think when you are Chelsea, if you want to sustain success and if you want to stay at the highest position, I think you need to work hard and make sure you anticipate the future. But it's becoming more and more difficult. The competition is becoming tighter and tighter, and every team now can beat anyone. So we know that, and we need to make sure we go into every game being prepared at 100%.
Enjoy it. See you Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Big up, everybody. We hit the target at 10 likes.
See you on Sunday.
Thank you, Emma. Your voice doesn't sound too bad, honestly. Amy, next, please.
Hi, Sonia.
Hi, Amy.
Just a couple of other little injury bits. So, if you could give us some news on how many.
Do you think United Women's can do an upset as Chelsea favourites the game? Well, as it's on neutral territory, Adam Dye, anything is possible, mate.
Yeah. So Neve is still struggling a little bit with her ankle. I think she's still describing some discomfort, pain and discomfort, not having a stable ankle. So I think, we are sometimes making some progress, but when we are getting to a point where she's close to get back to training sessions, I think we make some step back. So I know it's not going like in a progressive way. It's unfortunate. So for now, I don't have any time frame. Sorry. And Cat Material saying she's not making any progress, and I don't have any time frame on Cat as well, which is unfortunate.
And just on a more positive note, we saw Lauren James get some more minutes in over the international break. She obviously played 90 minutes for the first time just before the break as well. How pleased are you to see her making that progress while away with England, and how she responded to that coming back into your environment?
Yeah, LJ was already doing really good before she left our team. As you just mentioned, she had a really good game.
When are you going to do collab with the guys, especially with Ross and Gujarati and Ken King Academy more this weekend? Their Sunday night show, the weekend roundup, I'll no longer be appearing on that as a guest because they all decided they want their own set panels. So Gujarati, African King Academy, Roster Stocks, and Liverpool Profit. They just want the 4 guys on, but I'll still be in the live chat and that, commenting on their streams, but yeah.
Against Iceland with England, and I think she performed really well. Really pleased for me to see that, and she came back with a lot of confidence. She's in a really good place, and I think it's important for us to have LJ in that position because we know she's a really important player, and in the big game she's one of these players who is really special, and she can make the difference and a big impact for us.
Perfect, thank you.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks, Amy. We'll finish with Claire. Thank you for waiting.
Thanks. Hi, Sonia.
Hi, Claire.
Are there psychological challenges to facing the same opponent so soon in another cup match?
I wouldn't say so, just because we are so used to that. I think I mentioned already, like being able to face Man City last year.
You see, Chelsea women, they've won this competition quite a few times, and Manchester United's women are yet to win this competition
4 times in a row in different competitions in 2 weeks or in a short term was already a good exposure and a good experience in terms of psychological aspects. I think this year we played also some of the teams twice in a row. I think we are so used to that. I think the main thing for us, it's every game is really different. I think the one on Sunday will be really different from the one we played 2 weeks ago. And I think it's how you prepare yourself for these big games in different scenarios and different environments. So we will be preparing every game, and we will be ready to face Man United again in a different context.
There you have it. There's that buzzword again. Context. The famous buzzword. But yeah, people, the cup final, I am looking forward to it and hope that the Manchester United women can lift that trophy. But either way, I'll be staying until the very end anyway, and I'll be watching the trophy presentation, whoever lifts that trophy. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the game. I really am. It should be good. So Don C is now live. I'm going to be redirecting you over to Don C now. Make sure you put Mr. Joshy J Raid. And don't forget, Glazers out, Ineos out, and brown envelopes in the bin as well. We're out here, people. Bash.